What is up, my lovelies? I am Fantastical, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, guys, I am going to be talking about some stuff with you guys that's kind of like personal. It's basically just kind of like, where have I been? Like, am I truly back this time? I am actually back, guys. I bought The Sims 4 Seasons. I had no idea that it was out until yesterday, so I bought it. I downloaded it. It's on my computer. And I have some Let's Play ideas in my notes. I'm just going through the different ones. Basically just full of family names, family members, like storylines, plots, relationships, everything like that. So, yeah, but the first video that I make after this one will probably be just an overview of the Sims 4 Seasons. I'm sure there's like a million of those videos out now because I think it's been out for like 4 weeks or something. But I'm honestly just doing it so that I can like get to know it and stuff and get to know what I'm working with whenever I start the Let's Play. So, before I get into everything, this is just kind of a side note. I just want to let you guys know that I am recording this on my phone right now. I have headphones in because I am on vacation. It's my last day on vacation right now, but I'm just gonna transfer the audio file over to my computer, put it in Sony Vegas, so like a background, whatever the whole schmeal. Just letting you guys know that if I sound like a little bit weird or different, it's literally just because this is being recorded with headphones. Basically, I wanted to talk to you guys today about kind of like where I've been. And I'm not saying this like when I tell you guys about this, it's not, I don't want you guys to take it like I've been gone from YouTube per se, because YouTube's like not like a career for me. I do it for fun, and I love doing it and everything, but I was kind of like gone from everything for like a really long time, like gone from myself, gone from my family, gone from my home, like, and not like physically, like mentally. The things I talk about here are not exactly like, they're kind of personal to me. It's not that big a deal. I'm happy to share them with you guys. I just want you guys to know that if any of you are suffering from any of the things that I suffered from and continue to still struggle with, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to deal with these things and conquer them, or just make them easier and make your life more joyful. So two of the things that I have struggled with for most of my life now are anxiety, and I would say it's severe anxiety, and situational depression. I'm going to be getting into both of them, defining them, giving you guys examples and ways that I got over them. So, my severe anxiety is not necessarily severe on like in terms of it being constant. It's really not. It's about like, it's just dependent on situations. So it can be every day for like a week, or it can be once a week. But it's severe because when I do have anxiety, it's very bad. Like, it's very bad. And so I'm going to be getting into that with you guys. So, um, my severe anxiety, let me like actually tell you guys like a little bit about it first. So severe anxiety is just, in like my world, is large, very stressful, kind of dangerous panic attacks, um, out of the blue, triggered by whatever triggers my anxiety, and I just go into a deep state of an anxiety attack, like a panic attack. And so my panic attacks are basically like, or my anxiety attacks. My panic attacks and anxiety attacks are like almost the same. Like, panic attacks are more kind of like, get up, go, like, we gotta do this, and I'm just kind of like out of it. And then my anxiety attacks are just more like, I'm not like, let me get out. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, I'm stuck in my head. But they're, in both of these situations, I go into what is called the dream state, quote unquote, the dream state. And the dream state is basically where you're out of it, like, you're very tingly all over. Whenever you look around, it looks kind of like a panorama. Like, you're like, whenever you move your head, like, it seems like your eyes follow slower. Um, you feel like very hot and sweaty, and your heart races, and you have all these thoughts going through your mind, but you just can't really move. And so it's very terrifying. It's very terrifying. Having anxiety attacks. I get anxiety about having an anxiety attack when I have it, plus the stressor, plus the trigger. Just there's like a lot of reasons why it's so dangerous for me. Because I have passed out from anxiety attacks before and panic attacks, and so some of these situations would be one. I guess one thing that triggers an anxiety attack would be the fact that I have to know everything that goes on when I'm in a situation. You know, I have to know every single thing that happens down to a T. I have to know the situation. I have to know the surroundings. Like, it's basically like whenever a narrator tells a story and they go into detail, like the setting, the characters, the plot. Like, I have to know all of that, or I get freaked the hell out. You know, like when I was coming to the beach and I got to this resort and everything, I had to know exactly what floor, exactly what elevator to take to get to my room, or I would freak out if I took the wrong elevator, which I did once and almost like completely shut down, but bless up for maintenance people helping me like get to my room. And so I got up there, I was walking around the hallways and everything, and I was like, this is not my fucking tower. Like, this is not like where I'm supposed to be. And so basically the way this resort is set up is it's like you can see the outside, and then there's it kind of looks like a motel, but it's not. It's not a motel, it's a resort. But it's set up like a motel in the sense where there's like rooms lining the walls, and then once you like exit your room there's like a balcony in front, like, but it's like a long like, walkway where you can just look over, you know, if you get what I'm saying. um and it's just it's so scary when you're in that situation. And so I was like running down like down these hallways, like like crossing corners. Then eventually like I started like breathing like really heavy, and I was like I lost the fucking elevators. Like I didn't know where the hell I was. I was freaking the fuck out. But my coping mechanisms for when I can feel myself getting into an anxiety attack, because whether you realize it or not, most of the time I didn't used to realize it until I saw like accounts, or I guess it would be a therapist, until I saw somebody about it. You can recognize when you drift off, because, or she called it lifting off, because whenever you getting into an anxiety attack, there is that kind of like you feel yourself like slowly drifting, but if you don't pay attention to it or look for it, you can't feel it, you know? It's just kind of like one of those things where if you don't look for it, it's almost as if you're not conscious while you're lifting, and then you're just in the moment of the anxiety attack. So, one of the things that she told me to do, which has been extremely helpful and beneficial, and my anxiety attacks are way less bad, I guess, they're way less like powerful on me, um, is to ground yourself. So, if you don't know what grounding yourself is, it's basically you just need to recognize your surroundings. So in that situation, I had to look around and I realized you are in a resort. You're not in like a fucking maze in the middle of the desert. Like, you're at your resort. You can look outside. There are cars. There are people. You are at the beach. This is okay. Everything is okay. These are rooms next to you. This is a pathway. You can take the pathway to the elevators. You just have to calm down and look for them. And so it can even be so simple as I've gotten anxiety attacks to the point where I don't know who the hell I am, or like what I'm wearing and stuff. Like, I'm just so focused on panicking that I just have to look down and like say like, these are my shoes. Like, I'm wearing shoes right now. And then that simple things like that, like the tiniest little things. This is a shoelace. This is a crumb on my pants. Like, I've never gone there. I've just like, these, I'm wearing shoes. Like, these are the shoes I picked out this morning. Like, helps me kind of get back into this state of like awareness, you know, awareness of what's going on. And then if you can relate or like link like prior events or things where you were not in an anxiety attack, like where you were conscious and like in your head, if you can link those to the moment where you're in an anxiety attack, it'll kind of pull you back and make you realize like, huh, like I do make decisions. Like, I am in control of this. You have complete control, whether or not it feels like it, you do. There are so many coping mechanisms that can help you. I have prevented anxiety attacks from getting bad. The moment I feel myself lift off, it's like automatic now in my brain, like, ground yourself, look around. What the fuck is going on around you? and then I'm good. You know, it takes a little while. It feels a little weird. I feel a little bit uncomfortable when it happens, but it definitely helps getting you like back into your own head. You know. So that's just like one situation where my anxiety is bad. I would say another one is when I meet new people. I'm a very social person, do not get me wrong. If I find something on you that I think is really intriguing, like your necklace or your makeup or your eyebrows or your outfit or whatever the hell, and I can compliment you on it and like we get into a conversation, I feel very good at that point. Like I am good to go. But if I'm put in a situation with people that I don't know or people that I just get bad vibes from or anything, I shut out. Like, and when I say shut out, I don't mean like, like kind of like stand back and like just like hide behind people. Like, I will like leave the house. Like, I will, if I like drive to someone else's house and they invite their friends over and I feel so uncomfortable, I will just walk out without saying a word and get in my car and drive the hell home and then like cry on the way home. Like, I guess that kind of goes back to I have to know everything that goes on in a situation. I have to know these people's intentions. I have to know who they are. Are they like cool people? Are they gonna like hate me? You know? And another part of that is like it's not really like an insecurity thing, but at the same time like it kind of is. I just don't want to be hated. I hate getting yelled at, stuff like that. So yeah. I guess that's another one. And then my coping mechanism for that is whenever you're put in that situation and you have to get out, you just have to get out, you know? If, like, I feel like that's more of like a panic attack situation for me because I have to like flee, you know? But when you kind of go into that, like much less, like much lesser severe, I guess, version of fight or flight mode, you just have to follow your gut. I mean, there at that point, like there's like really nothing to do, you know? There's no like grounding yourself. There's nothing. It's like it's either go time or it's die time. So if I have to go, I go, you know? I go. And then when I'm in the car and I'm freaking out, that is when panic attack switches over to anxiety attack because it has calmed down. I am good. Like I am out of like that scary situation. It's all about getting rid of the fear. And so then it's time to ground yourself or calm yourself down. Or another thing that helps me is speaking out to myself about what has happened. And so I will tell myself, like, while I am in the car getting the fuck out of Dodge, I will sit there and tell myself, you were just in a house. There were people that walked in that you got bad vibes from. You felt very uncomfortable, but you are in the car now. You are on your way home. You are okay. The situation is okay. And so at that point, telling myself that and like speaking it out and just getting it out of my head, because if it stays in your head, it's just going to be bouncing off the walls of your brain. It's never going to leave. You just have to open your mouth and let it flow out. Or get a pen and paper and write it down or type it in your notes or something. Just let it leave your brain, you know? You're still going to feel a little bit worked up. It's not going to be like, okay, like good, like I'm totally fine now, like as if it never happened. No, you're going to be a little bit worked up still, but it's not going to be nearly as bad to the point where you're like sobbing or like shaking and your heart is like racing because of it. I don't know, just some like coping mechanisms. And then I want to get into like, this is also kind of me being like a therapist because I'm so cool. No, but I want to like explain the difference to you guys because I found this out too. The difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack, and like I said before, is the panic attack is more you're in a situation where you feel like you are going to be hurt, you know, or something bad is going to happen to you, or someone that you love, or something, and it's kind of just whenever you go into that fight or flight mode, and it's that kind of like immediate response sort of situation. You're freaking the hell out, but you don't have time to think about it. And then the transition from a panic attack to an anxiety attack for me is, like I said, whenever I get the hell out of Dodge, or if I decide to like stay there and confront these people and meet them, that is whenever panic attack drops and I go into anxiety mode and I'm like freaking out about it, but I've made my decision. I have like left the panic attack because I said I'm staying here. I'm staying to talk to them. Like this is what's happening. And so at that point it's not a matter of like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? Like I've made the decision as to like what I do. It's just in my head now is like the fearful thoughts and all of it, all the mumble jumble together But that's like the transition between it. Okay, I just wanted to like let you guys know that for me and like my personal experience and what I've heard from my therapist, the way she has described it to me and defined it, that is what happens. That is the difference. That is the transition. Everything like that. Okay. So now that I've spent the last 15 minutes talking about my anxiety, I'm gonna spend another 15 talking about my situational depression. So situational depression, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like anxiety, but it's much worse. And it's just a deep, deep sadness whenever something has to trigger it. I'm not like chronically depressed. I'm not on Xanax. I'm not on whatever the hell. Like, I'm not on any depression medicine because I'm not constantly depressed. My situational depression has gotten very, very good. Like, I've conquered like most of it. I still have it, but it's not nearly as bad. A couple months ago, it was awful. It was terrible. So basically, like I said, it is whenever something bad happens that triggers this deep state of sadness. And so that could be, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could be perfectly happy. I could be totally fine. And then somebody starts screaming at me when I'm driving or flips me off or I'm almost in an accident or I don't know, like my parents yell at me or I mean, it's never been to a point where a video game crashes, but if anything like negative happens directed at me, I just get very, very sad. And then I think about all of these things, like, and this is, guys, this is very, like, graphic and gruesome. And I'm not like this anymore. Do not worry. Like, I have gotten over this. I have talked to people. I have gone through this. I've gone through all the dark parts, and we're in the shadier parts of it now. We're not in, like, the pitch black area. We're getting there. I'm getting there. But a while ago, like I said, warning, this is very gruesome. I used to think, when I would get like sad like that, it's a rush of sadness, and I would think, like, I want to cut myself, or I want to purge, or I just want to hang myself, or slit my wrists in the bathtub and bleed out, or anything like that. It's very, it's like as if you have been chronically deeply depressed your whole life, but only in this moment when something bad happens, and then I can't believe I said that. I mean, it feels good to like get it out though, but it's pretty fucking weird to say. But that's what happens. That's like what situational depression is. A coping mechanism for that I have found is similar to anxiety. You just have to ground yourself, and it's not necessarily looking around at your surroundings or looking at your shoes or anything and understanding the situation. It's more about thinking about positive things and realizing that this is not like the way that you should feel, like you should be happy, you should be joyful and love life and experience it. And so when I'm in that moment, wherever the hell I am, I just have to take a second to remind myself I'm okay, like I am a boss ass bitch. Like I strut my walking down these streets, and like I don't need anybody, like whatever the hell happened, if I was yelled at, flipped off, whatever, yada yada, I don't need these people to be happy, and so I just have to remind myself in that moment of that, the fact that I can be happy without them, that this is not how I'm supposed to live, that I have been happy so many times in my life. Why am I sad now? Figure out the reason why I'm sad, what's triggering it, and then move past it. The only way to get out of it is to go through it. You just gotta recognize the problem, which sucks, and it's kind of dangerous because if you can't pull yourself out of it, when you recognize the problem, it gets way worse, trust me. But at that moment, you can heal yourself, and it gets better. And so with the constant healing myself, with the constant thinking about how I can be happy and how I have been happy in my life and how this is not how I'm supposed to be, and all the different thoughts that have gone through my head depending on the situation, when I do get in that situational depression state, that kind of like constant, or not constant, but deep sadness over like a trigger, um, it's better now. It's better. I still get like pretty like upset over like things, but not. And when I say not nearly, I mean there is like no comparison now to how I was before. It is so much better through coping mechanisms. You know, coping mechanisms aren't just like, oh, just do this until you find a cure or until you find a way out. Like, they are a way out, you know? They are, they're a way to conquer your mental illness. They're a way to get through it, the easy way, you know? It's kind of like the hard way, but it's easy, you know? You're not on medicine and hope that one day you just click and it works. You're going through it. And I feel so much more satisfied having gone through it because I refused medicine. I did not want to take medicine simply because of the fear of becoming zombie-like and numb because I've been there. I'm so proud of myself and I'm so thankful to everybody around me who helped me. But I'm most proud and most thankful to myself for getting through this and for sitting up in bed and telling myself it's going to be a good day because it's hard, you know? When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you feel like a piece of shit, like a fat motherfucker or like a disgusting human being, things like that. It's hard. It's very hard to just tell yourself that it's going to be okay. But the more you tell yourself, the more you work through it, the more you cope with it, the more that you recognize that it's there. Just the more that you try, the easier it gets. And I know for any of you who are suffering with these things or even chronic depression or constantly sad, like I was in that state before. I've been like, I'm trying to say, like, I've been there too, you know? I've been there. I've done some pretty stupid things, but it does get better. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you made it to the end, I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you guys who have like DM'd me and stuff over Twitter and all that. I know I'm not like some fucking big sensation, you know, I'm not gonna like sit here and talk high of myself and hoity-toity, but I'm grateful to those of you who did reach out and to those of you who do still watch my videos because, like I said, I don't do this as a career. I don't do this for money hoping that one day this will be a career. It would be lovely if it was. I would be very grateful. But I don't do this because of that. I do it because I love it and I love playing The Sims and I love talking and communicating with people online and just, I think it's amazing. Be looking out for the seasons overview and I guess not like really review, but yeah, like the overview. I'll probably just be making like a random household just to like go through this stuff with you guys for like kids and adults and everything. So definitely look out for that, and then look out for the new series that will be coming because I am so close to like getting like an idea for what I want to do. Like I'm so close to just finding the right Let's Play idea that I'm ecstatic about it. I'm so excited. But funny enough, I'm actually going on another trip for like a week and a half in like on Friday or Saturday. This will probably go up. Today's Friday, so this will probably go up tomorrow, which will be Saturday. So I'll be leaving in like 6 days, for another trip. So I'm just gonna be filming videos to pre-record and shit like that. So yeah. I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And like I said, thank you so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too dark for you. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video, whatever the hell that may be. Bye, loves.